There are teachings, older than religion, older than language, older than time as you know it. They were never meant for the masses, only for the initiated, only for those ready to awaken the magic within. These are the teachings of Thoth, Atlantean priest, scribe of the gods, messenger of the divine mind. He didn't teach you to worship. He taught you to remember. Because the true magic is not outside you. It's buried within. Across ancient Egypt, he was called Tahuti. In Greece, they called him Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great. In mystery schools, he was the guardian of sacred law, alchemy, and energy. And in the Emerald Tablets, he left behind messages for those who would find them in a future age. That age is now. And you are the seeker. But these teachings are encoded, not in language, in vibration. They speak to your cells. They unlock your memory. They remind your soul of the power it once held. Because Thoth didn't just write wisdom. He embedded frequency into words, and when you hear them with an open field, they activate. The core of his message was simple. You are the architect of reality. Your thoughts shape dimensions. Your will bends energy. Your inner magic is real, but only if you remember who you are. You are not a body. You are not a mind. You are a field of intention moving through form. And Thoth's teachings show you how to master that field. He didn't teach spells. He taught alignment. He taught the mechanics of energy, how to vibrate with clarity, how to command light, how to enter the halls of Amenti, how to merge with the one mind. This isn't fantasy. It's spiritual physics. And your awakening begins the moment you stop believing and start experiencing. In Part 2, we'll begin to break open the core principles of Thoth's teachings, from mental transmutation to vibration, polarity, rhythm, and the art of manifestation itself. You weren't meant to read magic. You were meant to become it. The teachings of Thoth weren't meant to be memorized. They were meant to be activated. Each principle, a map. Each word, a frequency. Each sentence, a spell of remembering. Let's begin decoding the keys of mastery he left behind. Because these aren't ideas, they're laws. Law 1, the principle of mentalism. All is mind. The universe is mental. Reality is not outside you. It is projected from you. This is the foundation. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. Your thoughts are not passive. They are creative signals. Every belief becomes a blueprint. Master your mind, and you master manifestation. Law 2, the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. Everything is connected. There is no separation between micro and macro. What you feel internally is reflected externally. Your relationships, your health, your flow, they are mirrors. If you want to change the world around you, you must first shift within. Law 3, the principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. There are no static realities, only frequencies. You attract not what you want, but what you vibrate. Emotion is vibration. Belief is vibration. Gratitude is the highest conductor. Your inner magic is not a mystery. It's just a signal. Change your frequency. Change your field. Law 4, the principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Light and dark, hot and cold, love and hate. These are not enemies. They are spectrum states. When you learn to shift your energy within the spectrum, you gain power. Not to destroy darkness, but to transmute it. Law 5, the principle of rhythm. Everything flows, out and in. Everything rises and falls. Life moves in waves, seasons, cycles. You are not failing when things slow down. You are in the return. Thoth taught, the wise align with rhythm. The fool resists. Energy mastery means riding the wave, not drowning in it. Law 6, The principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. There is no randomness. There is only alignment, or lack of it. You are the cause. Your frequency creates ripples. Your intention creates direction. And the field around you? It listens. You are not a victim. You are the initiator. Law 7. The principle of gender. Gender is in everything. It manifests as masculine and feminine. This isn't about biology. It's about energy. Within you is masculine, thought, direction, structure. Feminine, emotion, creation, flow. Your magic activates when these two polarities are merged in harmony. Not domination, not imbalance, but sacred union. These 7 laws are the blueprint. They are not rules, they are realities. Ignore them and you struggle. Work with them and you flow. In part 3, we'll explore how Thoth used these principles to teach practical manifestation. How to move from thought to reality, from frequency to form, and unlock the inner power most have forgotten they carry. You don't need more spells. You need more clarity. And it begins now. You now know the laws. You've seen the mechanics of reality. But knowing is not mastery. To manifest your destiny, you must become the energy of what you seek. This is the essence of Thoth's deeper teachings. Reality is not something you chase. It is something you broadcast. And magic? Magic is alignment. Let's walk through how Thoth taught practical manifestation, step by step, from thought to form. Because creation isn't chaotic, it's calculated frequency. Step 1. Pure thought. Everything begins in the mental plane, but not all thoughts are equal. Scattered thought equals scattered field. Clear thought equals clean signal. Thoth taught, before you send, shape. Before you speak, see. This means visualize clearly. Define what you want, not from lack, but from truth. You don't wish for it. You remember it. You claim it. Step 2. Emotional charge. Thoughts are the blueprint, but emotion is the power source. Desire with no feeling is empty, but feeling infused with certainty, that's fuel. Gratitude, excitement, conviction. These are energetic accelerants. When you feel what you see, the field begins to respond. Step 3. Spoken word equals spell. Thoth emphasized the power of vibration through sound. Words aren't just labels, they are frequencies. When you speak your intention with clarity and feeling, you are casting a spell into the grid. This is why affirmations, chants, mantras, and even silence have power. Speak what you are becoming, or stay silent in alignment. Both are spells. Step 4. Alignment. Through action. Energy must move. You don't just think and wait. You walk as the version of you who already has the thing. You act from it. Speak from it. Make decisions from it. This is how you collapse time. Waiting keeps it future. Embodiment brings it now. Step 5. Detach from outcome. Hold the state. The paradox of manifestation. The moment you no longer need the result, it shows up. Why? Because needing equals separation, trust equals union. Thoth taught, hold the vibration, release the form, let go of how. Stay anchored in who, and the field will deliver in ways your mind could never predict. This is not magic in the way fantasy describes it. This is energetic mechanics. When your thoughts, emotions, words, and actions are aligned with one frequency, you create. And the world doesn't have a choice. It must reflect it back to you. That is law. That is magic. That is remembrance. In part 4, we'll explore how Thoth protected these teachings through symbols, temples, and mystery schools. and why only now, in this age, you are finally remembering. Because you didn't come here to follow. You came here to remember who you are. If this ancient knowledge is stirring something in your soul, subscribe and tap the bell. You're not here to learn it. You're here to remember it. If Thoth's teachings are so powerful, why don't we learn them in school? Why aren't they on the news, in textbooks, in churches? Because power like this doesn't get handed out. It gets protected. And for thousands of years, these teachings were hidden. Not to punish humanity, but to preserve them for when we were truly ready. That time is now. Thoth knew the rise and fall of civilizations. He saw Atlantis collapse from misused knowledge. So when he carried his wisdom into Egypt, he didn't share it with kings. He shared it with initiates, those who were called, prepared, aligned. And together, they built a network of protection. Temples charged with energy, symbols encoded with memory, tablets carved in vibration, mystery schools that only opened for those who passed the inner tests. Let's decode how this worked. 1. The temples. Temples like Luxor, Karnak, and the Great Pyramid were not tombs. They were activation chambers, each aligned to stars, each built with sacred geometry, each filled with encoded sound, light, and proportion. You didn't go to worship. You went to transform. The walls taught. The halls vibrated. The priesthood guarded the knowledge. Only the initiated entered the deeper chambers. 2. Symbols as carriers of frequency. Symbols like the Eye of Horus, the Ankh, the winged disc, the Ouroboros, the flower of life, are not just images. They are frequency maps. When meditated on, drawn, or activated in ritual, they awaken memory in the subconscious. Thoth encoded universal truths into symbols so they could not be distorted by language or time. You don't read these symbols, you remember through them. 3. The Emerald Tablets. More than text, the Emerald Tablets are considered vibrational technology. Written in ancient Atlantean code, they describe the laws of creation, interdimensional travel, life after death, the structure of the soul, the return of the awakened ones in the future age. Each tablet is both information and activation, not meant to be studied, meant to be felt. 4. The Mystery Schools. Thoth founded what became known as the Hermetic tradition, a lineage of secret schools that passed down esoteric knowledge through geometry, astronomy, alchemy, breathwork, internal energy science, spiritual psychology. They weren't secret to exclude, they were secret to protect. Because misuse leads to collapse, and only those with heart-centered alignment could carry the flame forward. And now, that knowledge is no longer sealed, because the ones it was meant for are waking up. And if you're hearing this, you're probably one of them. You didn't come here to learn magic. You came here to remember it. In Part 5, we'll dive into the return of this ancient wisdom in the modern age, why it's resurfacing now, how the energy grid of Earth is shifting, and what role you play in the collective awakening. Thoth didn't leave these teachings for the past. He left them for you. The teachings of Thoth were hidden for thousands of years, buried in stone, encoded in myth, whispered in temples. But they were never lost, because memory cannot be destroyed. It can only be suppressed. And now, the suppression is cracking. You're not just watching this video, you're participating in a global remembering. Everywhere, the ancient knowledge is rising. Forgotten symbols resurfacing, sacred sites reactivating, people having spontaneous downloads, visions, dreams, a pull toward spiritual alignment stronger than ever. This is not a trend. It's not a coincidence. It's timed. Thoth foresaw this. He wrote of a future age when humanity would fall into darkness, materialism, disconnection, and then awaken. He called it the cycle of return, a cosmic reset, where souls who once walked Atlantis would return in human form to rebuild the light grid from within. And that's you. You feel it. The pull to go inward. The rejection of shallow systems. The intuitive wisdom that bypasses logic. The memory you can't quite explain, but feel as truth. You are not becoming enlightened. You are remembering your mission. The inner magic Thoth taught is not philosophy. It's your original code. Earth itself is shifting. Solar flares, energy spikes, Schumann resonance anomalies, unexplained awakenings in consciousness. The frequency field of the planet is rising, and your pineal gland, your third eye, your energy body, they're responding. That's why you're craving stillness, sacred knowledge, realignment, and your true purpose. The energy of Thoth is in the field again, but this time, it's not locked in temples. It's in you. And your presence, your vibration, is now part of the planetary upgrade. You don't need robes. You don't need permission. You need clarity and courage. Because you are not here to learn the teachings. You are here to embody them. In Part 6, we'll close with the most important piece of all. What it means to walk as a magician of light in the modern world. How to live with aligned energy. And how to manifest a reality that serves not just your desires, but your destiny. The time of remembering is over. Now it's time to become. So now you know, the teachings were never lost. They lived in the grid, in your bones, in your breath, and now they live in your walk. Because knowing is not the goal, becoming is. The question now is simple. How do you live in the modern world as one who carries the ancient light? This is what Thoth called the path of embodiment. To no longer study the laws, but to become the vibration of them. And it's not about changing the world, it's about changing how you move through it. Here's what it looks like. You don't react, you respond. You don't chase, you attract. You don't dominate, you harmonize. You don't escape, you anchor light wherever you are. You become a quiet signal of clarity in a world of chaos. Not loud, not flashy, but undeniable. You walk into rooms, and the frequency shifts. This is your true magic. It's not in rituals, though they help. It's not in crystals, though they amplify. It's in your coherence. When your thoughts, words, actions, and field align, you become a magnet for truth, and your presence becomes the teaching. That's how Thoth walked. That's how you now walk. Let's make it real. Wake with intention. Speak with resonance. Eat with frequency. Move with breath. Listen more than you explain. Create from intuition. Protect your field. Act with soul memory. Every choice is magic. Every moment is manifestation. You are not here to escape the matrix. You are here to recode it by being a living proof of what a remembered soul looks like. So step forward, not in fantasy, in frequency. The teachings are alive in you. The magic is not coming. It's here, and it's you. The emerald flame burns again, and the destiny is in motion.